students, our next chapter from the subject science is food and nutrition. Students, we all know that all the living organisms, especially we human beings, plant animals and birds, are directly and indirectly dependent on plants for their food, right? Not only for food, even we have so many uses from the plants. We can take shelter from the plant, we can have clothing, we can make use of the medicines, we can even take the jute, oil, gums, resins and so on. So all these are the benefits that we are getting from plants, and hence we need to grow more plants, isn't it? But how can we grow plants? How does reproduction happens in plants? How will plants reproduce? Let us discuss that details in this lesson. Okay? Because why we had to discuss about the reproduction in plants? Because whatever the food we are taking, we get the nutrition from the food. And food, where do we get the food from? We will get the food from obviously plants only. And hence let us study how plants will reproduce. So the first point. First we need to understand what is reproduction. So what is reproduction? The process by which living organism produces its own kind is called the reproduction. So it's a process by which a living organism reproduces its own kind, isn't it? So the process by which all the living organisms give birth to their young ones of their own kind. We human beings will give birth to human beings only. So animals will give birth to animals only. Birds will give birth to birds only. Right? So that process is called as reproduction. So giving birth to the young ones, but of their own kind. That process is called as reproduction. And how does reproduction in plants will happen? So plants can reproduce in two ways, namely from seeds and from the body parts. So students, unlike human beings, we human beings can reproduce only through one way, that is through sexual reproduction. But in plants, they can grow from the seeds and they can also be grown from the body parts of the plant. So first we will discuss about how can we reproduce plants from seeds, or how plants will reproduce from seeds. So before going in detail about this discussion, first we need to understand these two words. One is pollination, another one is fertilization. So what is this pollination and fertilization? I think these are the new words for you students. So listen carefully and understand it very well. So pollination, it occurs only in plants. Okay. So what is this pollination? It is a process in which pollen grains. So a process in which pollen grains. Okay. Pollen grains are transferred from anther of a male to the stigma of a female in the flower of a plant is called pollination. So what is pollination? So it is a process in which the transfer means it will move. So what will move? The pollen grains. Okay, pollen grains will move. Where can you find pollen grains? We can find pollen grains in the flower of a plant. Okay, you might have observed if you take a flower, any flower, hibiscus or rose. So just open the flower in the middle. You can observe there will be small round granule-like structures. So those are nothing but the pollens. Okay, so the transfer moving of pollen grain from anther of a male to the stigma of a female. Now what is this anther of a male? Students, in general, in human beings we will say boy and girl, right? But in general we will say male and female. Okay, so in plants we cannot say it is a boy plant, it is a girl plant. Have you ever said or heard like that? No, obviously. So how can we define the sex of a plant? Sex means here it's nothing but whether the particular organism is male or female. So in plants and animals we will say, instead of saying boy or girl, we will say male or female. Okay. So now the anther of a male will be from anther of a male to the stigma of a female. Now what is this anther? So anther is nothing but the male reproductive organ in the plants. Okay, like how in human beings we have male organism and female organism, in plants we can find both male and female in one flower only. Okay, both will be present in a single same flower only. So in that flower we can find the male anther. Anther is nothing but the male reproductive organ, whereas stigma is nothing but the female reproductive organ which will be present in the flower of a plant. Okay, so overall what is pollination? It's the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a male to the stigma of a female. Next, what is this fertilization? Another process is fertilization. So it's also a process of fusion of male and female gametes to give rise to an embryo. So fertilization is a process in which the male gametes and the female gametes, so male and female gametes, they will fuse to form an embryo. So fuse is nothing but the mixing, students. Okay, so male gamete, it will mix with the female gametes. Now what is this gametes? So gametes are nothing but the sex cells. Alright, so sex cell means, so these are the cells which are responsible for an organism to become a boy or a girl. So in general we can say the cell is responsible for an organism to be a male or to become a female. So that cells are called as gametes. So this, if the male gamete get fused, that means it will get mixed with the female gamete, it gives rise to a embryo. So what is embryo? See, after giving birth, then that will be considered as an organism or the child. But before it takes birth, still it will be in the underdevelopment stage. Okay, that stage it will be considered as embryo, students. So got the point? So when the male gametes and the female gametes mix to each other, they will form an embryo. That process is called as fertilization. So if we take this pollination, which are the female gametes here of the flower, which are the female gametes of the flower? It's the stigma. Whereas the male gametes is the anther. So this anther, it will get mixed with the stigma. So that means anther will fuse with stigma to form a new plant. Okay, so that process is called as fertilization. So now this about the pollination and fertilization, we shall now better understand through this graphic video.
So to understand the pollination process, first we must know the structure of a flower. So here is a pedicle, receptacle, sepals, colorful petals, and this is the stamen, which is a male reproductive part. Okay, and the fourth is carpel, which is also known as pistil, and it is a female reproductive part. And the stamen consists of a long stalk with the called filament, and that part is called anther. This anther contains the pollens, which are the male reproductive cells. And this pistil consists of a sticky structure called stigma, which has a tube-like structure called style, and style has a swollen part called ovary. And this ovary contains the female reproductive cells called ovules. When pollens from the anther of a stamen joins with the ovule present in the ovary, we call it as fertilization. But when the pollens transfer to the stigma, then it is called pollination, and if the pollen grains reach to the ovule, then it is called fertilization.
So students, from the video, now you have got a clear idea about the process of pollination and the process of fertilization. So now after knowing about these things, now we will study about the reproduction in plants from seeds. So let us understand the reproduction in plants from seeds through a graphic video.
Reproduction from seeds. We eat fruits. Some fruits have many seeds. Some fruits have only one seed, and some have no seed at all. The seeds of different fruits have different shapes and sizes. Most plants produce many flowers that turn into fruits. They have seeds in them. But all seeds do not produce new plants. Some seeds are not fully developed, so they cannot grow into new plants. Some seeds have some diseases or defect in them. Some seeds are eaten by birds or destroyed by insect and other animals. So, only fully grown, healthy, intact seeds grow as new plants. Structure of a seed. Take a few bean seeds or gram seeds and soak them for a few hours. Now, it becomes easy to split the seed and look at its parts. You will see that a seed has three main parts. A thick outer covering which is called the seed coat. This protects the seed from any damage and also from drying out. Seed coat can be thin and soft or thick and hard. It has a scar. This is the place where it was attached with the fruit. The scar has a tiny hole on it which allows water to enter the seed. Inside the seed coat, a seed has seed leaves. These leaves are known as cotyledons. These leaves cover the baby plant between them. The baby plant inside the leaves is known as embryo. The leaves of the seed have food stored in them, and the baby plant uses this food to grow till it has leaves and can make its own food. Some seeds like rice, wheat, maize that belong to the gram family have only one seed, whereas seeds like peas, beans, grams have two seed leaves. The baby plant remains inside the seed till it gets favorable conditions to grow. Germination of a seed. A seed needs oxygen, water, and warmth to grow into a new plant. Even if one of the three is not available to the seed, it will not grow. When a seed is exposed to the proper conditions, water and oxygen are taken in through the seed coat. The embryo's cells enlarge. Then the seed coat breaks open and a root emerges first, followed by the shoot that contains the leaves and the stem. This process of the growth of the baby plant from the seed into the young plant, called the seedling, is termed as germination.
So students, through the video, we now came to understand about the reproduction process in plants from the seeds. So in which we learned and we came to know about the structure of the seeds, which mainly included the seed coat, which later developed, the seed coat later develops to the seed leaves. They are also known as cotyledons, and that cotyledon further it will develop into a baby plant. So finally from the baby plant, the plant will develop into a big plant that is called tree. But so development of this baby plant, that process is termed as germination, and we have gone through this process in the video also. So what is the germination once again? The process where a seed produces new plant is called germination. So the process of producing young ones of their own kind, that is called reproduction. But if a seed produces a new plant, then it will be called as germination. Okay students, so this is about the today's concept, and further concept will be continued in the next class. So remember all the points that had been explained in today's class and copy down all these points into the running notes. Okay, thank you.